There is a myth in Silicon Valley that technology is the only thing in the world getting cheaper. They show you a graph of a 50-inch TV from 1998 costing $10,000 and a 4K TV today costing $300, and they tell you that you are living in a golden age of affordability. But they are lying. They are choosing the one category that crashed in price to hide the fact that for almost everything else, the tools we use to live, to work, and to play, we are being charged a massive smart tax. In 1998, a gadget was a one-time purchase. It worked the day you bought it, and it worked 10 years later. Today, a smart replacement costs more upfront, requires a monthly subscription to function, and is designed to die the moment the internal lithium battery swells. We have done the math. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, $100 in 1998 is worth about $192 today. We've looked at the 1998 Sears and Radio Shack catalogs. We've compared the dumb originals to the smart replacements of 2026. And the truth is staggering. From the way we weigh ourselves to the way we boil water, you are paying a 300% premium for features that actually make your life more complicated. Today we're looking at 17 gadgets from 1998 that were objectively cheaper than their modern replacements. And number one on our list, it's a device that used to cost $20 and last a lifetime, but has been turned into a $250 ecosystem that locks you out of your own home. If you're tired of paying more for less, welcome back to BeforeWiFi. Number 17, the 1998 coffee maker versus the smart espresso station. In 1998, a high-quality Mr. Coffee or Black & Decker drip machine cost about $25. Adjusted for inflation, that's $48 today. It had one button, on and off. It made a pot of coffee that stayed hot for hours. Today, the smart equivalents from brands like Keurig or Nespresso start at $150 to $250. But the price of the machine isn't the scam. It's the pods. In 1998, a tin of coffee lasted a month and cost $5. Today, you are paying $1 per pod. Over a year, the 1998 Ritual cost you $100. The 2026 Smart Ritual costs you over $600. You are paying $500 extra for the convenience of creating more plastic waste and having an app tell you when you are out of caffeine. Number 16, the dumb bathroom scale. In 1998, you bought a mechanical scale for $15, $29 adjusted. It used a spring. It never needed batteries. It never needed a Wi-Fi connection. You stepped on it and it told you your weight. Today, a smart scale like a Withings or a Fitbit Aria costs between $80 and $150. Why? So it can send your weight to a cloud server, track your body composition with questionable accuracy, and sell that data to your insurance company. You are paying a 400% premium to turn a 3-second ritual into a data mining operation. The 1998 scale worked for 30 years. The smart scale will be obsolete the moment the company shuts down its servers. Number 15, the 1998 handheld GPS versus the dedicated Navigator. In 1998, a Garmin GPS 3 was a $250 luxury, $480 adjusted. It was a tank. It ran on AA batteries and worked in the middle of the desert. Today, if you want a dedicated GPS that doesn't rely on your phone's cellular signal, you are looking at $600 to $900 for a Pro Garmin unit. The entry level has been erased. We are told phones made GPS free, but that's a lie. You pay $80 a month for the data plan that makes that GPS work. In 1998, the satellites were free and the device was a one-time cost. Today, navigation is a permanent monthly tax on your movement. Number 14, the 1998 thermostat. In 1998, your thermostat was a plastic box with a dial. It cost $20, $38 adjusted. It worked for decades. Today, a Nest or Ecobee smart thermostat costs $249. They tell you it saves you money, but it takes 5 years of energy savings just to pay off the cost of the device itself. And if your Wi-Fi goes down, you can't change the temperature of your own house from your bed. We paid $200 extra to add a single point of failure to our heating systems. The 1998 dial didn't need a firmware update to keep you warm. Number 13, the cordless phone versus the home hub. In 1998, a VTech or Panasonic cordless phone set cost $60, $115 adjusted. It had a range of 300 feet and the battery lasted a week. Today, the smart home hubs that have replaced the concept of a home phone, like the Amazon Echo Show or Google Nest Hub, cost $150 to $250. They are always listening, they are always showing you ads, and they require a constant internet connection. We traded a private, reliable communication tool for a $200 digital billboard that spies on our kitchen conversations. Number 12, the 1998 wristwatch versus the smartwatch. In 1998, a Casio G-Shock or a Timex Ironman cost $40, $77 adjusted. It was indestructible. The battery lasted 7 years. It told you the time, the date, and had a stopwatch. Today, an Apple Watch or a Galaxy Watch costs $400 to $800. It does more, yes, but it dies every 24 hours. You are paying a 1,000% premium for a watch that you have to babysit every night. In 1998, the watch served you. In 2026, you serve the watch. Number 11, the portable CD player versus the high-res player. In 1998, a Sony Discman with G protection cost $80, $153 adjusted. For that price, you had perfect, uncompressed digital audio. Today, if you want a dedicated music player that offers that same uncompressed quality without the distractions of a phone, you have to buy a DAP, digital audio player, which starts at $400 and goes up to $3,000. The affordable way to listen to high-quality music has been moved into the luxury category. We are paying 3 times more today for the same bit rate we had in our backpacks in 1998. Number 10, the 1998 baby monitor. In 1998, a baby monitor was 2 radio units. You plugged them in and you heard the baby. It cost $30, $57 adjusted. It was a closed circuit. Nobody could hack it unless they were standing in your driveway with a specialized antenna. Today, smart baby monitors with Wi-Fi and 4K cameras cost $200 to $400. They frequently crash, they have a lag of 3 seconds, and they are notoriously insecure. We paid $300 more to make our nurseries less private and more prone to technical failure. Number 9. The 1998 Electric Kettle. In 1998, an electric kettle cost $20. It had a heating element and a physical switch. Today, smart kettles with Bluetooth and variable temperature control cost $150. Do you really need an app on your phone to tell you that water is boiling? You are paying a $130 app tax for a device that performs a task humans have mastered with fire for 10,000 years. We're halfway through the list, and the math is getting uglier. We're about to look at the gadgets that went from buy once to pay forever. We're talking about the 1998 tool that lived in your garage and the device that used to protect your house for a fraction of today's price. If you're tired of tech companies treating your wallet like an open tap, hit that subscribe button. We are the only channel doing the real math on the 1998 versus 2026 trade-off. Let's get back to the list because number 8 is a classic case of fixing something that wasn't broken. Number 8, the 1998 handheld vacuum versus the robot. In 1998, a Black & Decker dustbuster cost $30, $57 adjusted. You picked it up, you cleaned the mess, you put it back. Today, a Roomba or a Smart Stick vacuum costs between $400 and $1,000. They tell you it saves time, but you spend that saved time cleaning the robot, untangling its brushes, and troubleshooting its mapping software. We paid an $800 premium to turn a 2-minute chore into a $1,000 maintenance project. Number 7, the 1998 alarm clock. In 1998, an alarm clock with a red LED display and an FM radio cost $15, $29 adjusted. It was reliable. It had a 9-volt battery backup, so it worked even if the power went out. Today, people use smart alarms or specialized sunrise clocks that cost $150 to $200. Many of them require a subscription to play premium sleep sounds. We are paying $170 extra for the privilege of having our sleep data tracked and sold while we dream. Number 6, the 1998 car stereo versus the infotainment upgrade. In 1998, if you wanted a top-tier Pioneer or Alpine head unit with a CD player, you paid $200, $384 adjusted. It made your car sound amazing. Today, manufacturers charge $2,000 to $4,000 for tech packages that include a screen and premium audio. And the worst part, those systems are often locked. You can't upgrade them. You can't fix them. In 1998, you owned the music. Today, you pay for a data plan just so your car can play a song from the cloud. Number 5, the 1998 desk lamp. In 1998, a desk lamp was a piece of metal and a bulb. It cost $15. Today, smart lamps with circadian lighting and USB-C charging bases cost $100 to $200. If the smart chip in the base dies, the whole lamp is trash. In 1998, if the bulb died, you spent 50 cents, and the lamp lived another 10 years. We traded $15 for $150 and lost the right to repair our own light. Number 4, the 1998 doorbell versus the video doorbell. In 1998, a doorbell was a button and a chime. It cost $20. It lasted 50 years. Today, a Ring or Nest doorbell costs $200 plus a $10 a month subscription. Over 10 years, that $20 doorbell has been replaced by a $1,400 expense. We are paying a 7,000% markup over the lifetime of the product just to see who is dropping off our Amazon packages. Number 3, the 1998 universal remote. In 1998, a universal remote that could control your TV, VCR, and stereo cost $20, $38 adjusted. It used infrared and worked with everything. Today, Smart Hub remotes like the now discontinued Logitech Harmony or specialized Pro remotes cost $300 to $500. They require an account. They require a smartphone for setup, and they often lose connection to the hub. We paid $400 more to make it harder to turn on the TV. Number 2, the 1998 pager versus the emergency satellite link. In 1998, a pager was $50 and $10 a month. It was the ultimate emergency tool. Today, if you want that same level of always-on emergency reliability outside of cell range, you need a Garmin InReach or a satellite-enabled iPhone. The device costs $600 and the emergency subscription is $30 a month. We have made the basic right to be found a luxury service that costs 12 times more than it did in 1998. We are at the final item, the gadget that perfectly encapsulates the smart tech scam. It is a device that went from a simple mechanical tool to a digital gatekeeper. It is the reason you can be locked out of your own life by a software update. Before we reveal it, think about the last thing you bought that didn't have a smart version. It's getting harder to find, isn't it? Let's look at the biggest price hike in the history of the home. Number 1, the 1998 Deadbolt versus the smart lock. The number 1 gadget that cost less in 1998 is the front door lock. In 1998, a high-security Schlage Deadbolt cost $25, $48 adjusted. It came with 2 brass keys. It was unhackable from a distance. It didn't care if your Wi-Fi was down. It didn't care if your phone battery was dead. It worked 100% of the time, and today, a smart lock costs $250 to $350. It requires batteries. It requires an app. It requires a bridge, and it requires you to trust that the company won't get hacked or go bankrupt and shut down their servers. We have paid a 600% premium to replace a perfect mechanical system with a fragile digital one. We didn't buy security. We bought a convenience that makes us more vulnerable and $300 poorer. In 1998, you had a key. In 2026, you have a license to enter that can be revoked by a bug in the cloud. They tell us that tech is getting cheaper, but they are only counting the hardware. They aren't counting the subscriptions, the data plans, the batteries, and the forced upgrades when the old smart version is no longer supported. In 1998, your gadgets were your property. Today, they are services that you pay for every single month. We have traded the dumb reliability of 1998 for the smart fragility of 2026, and we are paying a premium for the privilege of owning nothing. The next time someone tells you how cheap a new gadget is, ask them what it costs over 5 years. Ask them if it will work without the internet, and ask them why a $25 lock from 1998 is still more secure than a $300 computer on your door. Which one of these 1998 gadgets do you miss the most? Is it the 7-year battery life of the watch, the $20 coffee maker, or the simple red LED of the alarm clock? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and if you want to see what happened to the connection part of our lives when the landlines died, how we went from the 1998 drop by to the 2026 ghosting, check out the video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching Before Wi-Fi. Buy something dumb today. See you in the next one.